All right, so this story has been asked to be retold. I've told it in other videos, and I'm going to kind of tell this story because it is a very important story. Some things that happened at a big box store. So there's a big box store that will remain unnamed until they actually pay me to advertise for them. And my wife was like, "Hey, would you like to go to the big box store with me?" And I'm like, "Man, not especially. I'm off today. I'm just going out my gym." She goes, "Listen, so you come down there. You know your favorite wing spots down there. I'll let you eat your favorite wings." I was like, how can you pass up that deal, right? So we go down there and I get the hot wings. And they were hotter than usual. They were kicking. These wings were on fire. And I was like, this is fantastic. And fries were good. And I had 4 or 5 sweet teas. I was living large. I mean, it was probably, to be fair, more food than one man should consume in one sitting. But you know what? Every serving is a personal serving if you believe in yourself. So
You applied yourself.
there was no leftover. So I believed in it. But anyway, so I get done eating my wings, and they're so tasty, man. My stomach is like, oh, this is fantastic. Roll up to that box store, all right? And we start riding to the back because we need to get some stuff out of the back and get some rotisserie chickens and things. And all of a sudden, man, my stomach just goes, boom. I was like, oh, man. Oh, I started sweating. And you know when you start sweating, it's not going to be good. And I'm in the back of the store. The bathroom in this joint is in the front. Making it to the front, oh man! And I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. And I'm kind of cruising through the wines and checking it out. All of a sudden, it sounds like the mating call of a blue whale. I was like, oh man! So there's a big old long meat case, man. And then all of a sudden, this fart's coming either way. Either it's going to be a voluntary thing or it's going to be involuntary. So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can just hopefully squeak this out where no one hears it. And thankfully, it was quiet, but it was long and it was hot and it was bad. And so I crop dusted. Um, I crop dusted the whole assembly, like a whole group of folk. And then I look back, just because whenever you have a crop dusting of that magnitude, you cannot not watch the wreckage ensue.
The pride you must have felt.
Oh man, I mean, this was a good one. I don't know where you were at. You're lucky you missed this one.
Nope, I wasn't there.
Because I'll tell another
man, I would have been embarrassed.
Oh, it was bad. And you see people, they're walking, looking at me, and I was like, oh man! And all of a sudden, some of these important folk walk out. You can always tell when they're important. They got their little ties on, their little fancy shoes, and they're walking out, and they're like, this meat here, this meat there. And you see the main one go, it just hits them, almost like that. So you know how you kind of look and all of a sudden, I have these farts. And when you fart, it's like this, huh? Wow. And it hits him square in the nostrils. And you just see him go, oh, this meat is bad, guys. Does anyone smell this meat? Because they got those freezer cases, and I was thinking to suck down the fart and kind of rotisserie it for him for a little while. And it's like tumbling, tumbling. And he's like, he picks up the meat and he's like, and you can see him, he's like, he's like, we're gonna. He's like, this meat is rotten, folks. Like, do y'all smell this? And then the little underlings, they start to panic because how could they not notice an entire case of rotten meat? And all the customers are kind of like, you can kind of see.
The freezer must have gone out or something.
And they were thinking, that's what I'm thinking. Now I'm over here just laughing. Like, I'm laughing like a little kid. Like, because at this point.
Oh, you're just standing back watching.
Yeah, I'm watching the wreckage ensue. Because at this point, okay, now you can't come clean at this juncture. You can't say, I got a little carried away at lunch.
That was me.
Now it has built to an epic proportion, and there are so many folks involved. If I was to try to run some sort.
Ooh, what happened to the one who smelt it, dealt it?
It passed the fart thing into a rotten meat thing, like almost like they're getting like little meat thermometers and they're testing the meat, and you can see the people like. Because I think the fart stuck to the cellophane.
Oh,
that's
dear.
Impossible. So
while it was circulating,
there was this one little girl, bless her heart. She's just in the corner. When you make somebody involuntarily gag. So back to the story of the folks and the ties
Circulating
and getting
meat
clean.
cabinet.
Yeah, there ain't no way to come clean to these rascals. There ain't no way to walk up and be like, lunch got away from me a little bit. I'm really sorry about it. But they're clearing the meat cart out, and then all of a sudden, I feel the second side hit. You know, how, like
Oh dear.
in a fat guy, you have two chambers in your stomach. You got the immediate, you got a problem. You might have a minute. Well, you might have a minute hit, and then the immediate goes. I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom.
You're not laughing now.
Now I'm at the back of the store. Now I got to do the fat guy shuffle up the front before we have some problems. All right, so we're walking, shuffling to the bathroom. And on the way, you ever get the walking farts where you're walking and one comes out and one comes
Nope.
out?
I am a lady.
Huh? Oh, and I'm sweating, dude. At this point, I look like I have a fever, and this is COVID time too. So people are like kind of watching me. Oh, so you kind of look. The initial reaction is, "What is that guy? Oh my gosh, what is that? Why is he sweating? What is that smell?" So if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I try to put myself in a great light. Pride is my thing. I want to show myself
He always puts his best foot
in the most
forward.
fantastic situation I can do. So I'm shuffling, get to the front. Now here's the problem. Here's what happens next. I get into the bathroom. I'm the only one in there. And or so I think. And I get in the stall, and kind of get.
We don't need to talk about what you do in
You
there.
got to get squared up. So you get squared up, and it sounded like somebody threw like a cantaloupe into a swimming pool when this sucker turned loose, and it turned loose. I had this happen to me one other time. I had some Mexican food, and that diarrhea was so bad. But
Are you really sharing this?
Yeah. So the diarrhea was so bad, I could shoot the pigeons off the roof. So it was very similar to that. So this sucker let loose.
The visual.
Now, when you're shooting pigeons off the roof.
Oh man.
So anyway, it let her fly, and then all of a sudden, it sounds like it smells like a murder scene, and it just sounded like an explosion. And all of a sudden, I hear this little sheepish voice from the next stall go, "Do you think we could get a courtesy voice?" And
so much for being alone.
Yeah, so I apparently wasn't alone. Now this time, I think I had drawn a crowd, because when I came out, you got to kind of visualize this. I opened the stall door, and I'm sweating. I'm a little disoriented. And I turn and look, and everyone's at the urinal like this. And I hear someone from the outside going, "Dang gum, dude, did a sewage pipe bust? That's terrible." And so now you go in the water, washing my hands, sweat's just pouring off me. I feel better. I walk back to the meat department. Now, by this time, they've got that whole rascal gutted.
Empty. All the meat's gone. You should have asked if you could buy it at a discount rate.
I said, "Hey, man, if this meat's bad, but that smell, sometimes you get some that are just real pungent, man." And
that has never happened to me.
So, just when I busted open the stall door and my sweat was dropping, and I looked like it was ridiculous.
Broken sewage pipes, green gases.
So anyway, that is what happened at the big box store. Not one of my proudest moments, for sure.
Did they ever find out it was you?
You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to see what had happened. Like when you see the chubby guy shuffling away with a quick, with intense sweat at a brisk pace, you can put two and two together.
But do you think the insurance company will still pay to replace all that meat under those circumstances?
I don't know if the truth of the matter, I get more cease and desist orders than you think. That's all I'm saying. Where people have,
are you on their list
they get a little rowdy. I don't know if my picture's up, but it was an unpleasant situation. And
I used to enjoy shopping in that store.
Times are done. Anyway, that's that one.
I'm just so proud to be married to you.
I'm proud to be married to you too.
Yeah.
Oh, also, you want to hear another funny joke? Did you know 1 + 1 = 12? Yeah. And I'll run a little squirrel one time. We were leaving our gate, and I got out to open the gate, and we have a small car, and it was cold that day, and the heater was blowing.
I was there for this
the
one.
heater was blowing, and I had some indulgences that day, and I let a little squeaker go outside the car. Not a huge deal. Thought, hey, shouldn't be a problem. I wait a minute, as any kind person will do. Well, I open the door because of the heater. It sucked it into the car, and then all I hear is my beautiful bride from the back go, "What is that smell?"
What is that smell? Truly a proud moment for him too.
Man. And I was laughing so hard the entire ride, because when a girl says, "Hey, smell this," and a guy says, "Hey, smell this," they mean two completely different things. Like when a cat's flicking its tail and a dog's flicking its tail, two different things are about to happen to you.